We're getting along. Looking fresh, looking ready, looking down to clown as Dahak gives that little nod to the camera. Did you see his muscles the other day?
He looked right at us. Oh, of course I saw his big muscles. Anybody who plays Nature's Prophet to the degree that he does is going to have big, juicy muscles, Nomad, let me tell you.
Why? What's the correlation there?
You know, you can global TP, man. There's a lot of split pushing, a lot of clicking, a lot of high APM that goes on. And your hands, of course, are connected to the muscles of the arm. And so you're kind of getting a full body workout whenever you play that hero. And Visage also is another hero Dahak plays. That's a hero that requires a lot of micro. You've got lots of sort of workout, carpal tunnel situation going on with that as well.
I see. Okay. I see you're very well informed in your biology. I'll come to you if I have any medical questions in the future. Very good. Very good. Yeah, this is the team. This is the boys playing with the only US representative here is Snaking as well. Good to see. Looking fresh.
Snaking in the interview yesterday, we asked him, I don't remember. Yesterday was a blur, so I don't remember if it was with you or with Moxie, but we asked him if the synergy of the having muscles helped him with the synergizing with the Hawk, and he said yes, absolutely. There's big synergy there.
I love that. All right, let's check in with his team spirit, guys, and see how fresh they're looking. I mean, every intro I see of these guys, I can't help but think back to the anime run, and I feel like they should just do that every single one of these hype videos.
Yes, right? That is exactly, dude, that is exactly what I think of when I see these guys. That, like, dude, they won over so many fans when they did that. And that advertised Dota. That made it to the top of live stream fails for like a week or something. And then these guys go on to win TI. It's like, you can't write a better timeline on that. That's awesome. Like, they just, I mean, I love this team. This team, like, a lot of people do. I mean, they don't take themselves that seriously, and yet they're so damn good, so damn high skill. It would be nice. It'd be a good timeline to see them in good form. It's like Nigma being in good form as well. It's just like, you want to see these legendary teams like just in like beast mode, like Goku going like Super Saiyan. You know, it's always super hype in the episodes where that happens. That's what we want to see.
And that's the thing, right? To bring it back, you know, like this level of money, this is when these teams are going to start to be like, this is a tournament we really want to win. You know, this is some major moolah we want to take home with us. The second biggest prize pool of the year. One would assume TI is going to get enough funding to reach that mark.
Yeah, I do hope so. That would not be very good for the scene if it's, you know, this whole year we're just waiting for TI, and then you never know.
No one cares.
They'll like give crypto money out and it'll crash or something like that. Maybe that's the way. But anyway, Nature's Prophet banned out. They're not dealing with that garbage. They've had enough of that, and I would suppose that Tundra probably picks Visage on the first phase, or Marcy.
There we go. Great call. Yeah, the Marcy comes out for Tundra. That'll be that classic first phase hero. So, is it Dawnbreaker now for Team Spirit? Dawnbreaker, Wyvern banned out. It's got to be tempting.
I feel like Dawnbreaker, people are feeling like there are more solutions to it. But I know it goes both ways, where there are people that are also like, well, like, you want to solve this hero, it's like way too OP. So go ahead, you know, like it's not solvable. They go for the Tiny, which is the like hot meta pick of the last like few. It seems to be spreading to other regions. South America and China have respected this hero quite a lot, and just recently, like, NA and Western EU started picking it up and running it as not just a mid, not just a carry, but the 4 position as well. Even a 5. We saw Kuro play it yesterday as a 5.
Oh, looked absolutely fine. They have been knocking out the park. But yeah, usually these two heroes come in pretty quick succession, you know, when you have that idea of the duo you want to make. But right now it does feel like it's more about the individual heroes on your opening than it is about picking like a duo of heroes or something like that. Wow, Viper.
Interesting. Okay, so I was thinking that Spirit would pick Puck because usually that's the counter that people pick to Marcy. It's a hero that's incredibly difficult to ever gank. You're never going to get a dispose on Puck. And then you can coil Marcy. You can coil the hero that she buffs with the move speed, and you'll be able to actually kill that hero. So it's like a hard counter. But instead, Spirit, they pick Viper because one of the really popular heroes to pick with the Marcy is either Viper or Razor. Razor is banned. And so they block pick the Viper by picking it. And then also that gives them a Viper tiny lane, potentially, which we've seen do very well. It's quite a strong lane. Like you just get 2 stacks of Viper goo on somebody, and then Tiny tosses back, and all of a sudden they're at 5 stacks. There's no surviving that. It's like a scuffed Marcy Viper, but then you get to have Tiny on your team, which is a lot of people seem to enjoy that currently.
Yeah. Dispose and Toss seem to be the hot abilities of the day. Love a nice little bit of disposing of heroes. Yeah, I also feel like the Viper kind of answers the potential Visage, which could have come out from Tundra as well. It's a hero they like to play with a lot, so just means you have to ban that one.
Yeah, Tundra goes for a Beastmaster, which you would think first phase Tundra Beastmaster. It's like, oh, it's 33 is going to play that, of course. But this is going to be a Dahak Beastmaster. One would imagine, unless there's some sort of crazy shenanigans going on, 9 mid Beastmaster with Axe's build or something that, maybe. But
I remember those days.
Those were the days. Yeah. Axes would basically 2-shot you if you got a couple of stacks on you. It was very sad. Not so strong anymore.
Thank God. But yeah, just to reiterate what this means for both these teams here, we're assuming that PSG LGD is going to take the win versus the Boosters, which means that both of these teams will be sitting at the 3rd and 4th position, and that is the relegation line. So if you're 4th, that means that you're just getting eliminated from the tournament straight up. There is no second chance unless you're able to draw with the team in 3rd. Then you get to play a tiebreaker. Of course, these guys have more Dota to play after this one. Team Spirit will need to go up against Secret, and Tundra will need to go up against LGD. So very difficult matches in store for both of them, which means this win is super important for both of these teams.
Yeah, it's funny that, the team in first in this group is the team that almost got relegated from Div 1. So they're doing incredibly well. They're looking in form. So that's a rough matchup. And then the other team that either of these two teams would potentially tie with is LGD, the TI runners-up. That took 2 games in the grand finals of TI against Spirit. Like, this is a group of death. This is a group of death.
We didn't expect it to be either. Coming into this, we got OG, we got TSM, major finalists, both over in Group A, and RNG, who topped out the season for China. But apparently none of that matters. This is definitely looking like a scary group, I would say, over a Group B. But then again, Nigma have been playing very, very well.
Yeah, the other, both of the Div 2 related teams are the ones that are doing exceptionally well in both of the groups, which I think is making a lot of people question the DPC format and assuming there's a lot of people assuming that there are going to be changes next year around. Of course, we've not had the DPC system for so long, so there's obviously kinks to be worked out. But when you see stuff like that happen, and then also Tundra, when they couldn't go to TI, but even though they were the second best team in the world at the time, or the best team in the world at the time, these things make people, maybe we get relegation playoffs, maybe we get playoffs to go to the major, things like that. But anyway, second phase of bans is over. It looks like Tundra banned a bunch of carries, protecting the Beastmaster lane. All 3 of these carries are melee Beastmaster owners.
Yeah.
So get them out. They're out. Nice.
Get them out of here.
Spirit, they ban Phoenix, Dazzle. These are pretty just Tundra targeted bans.
I guess
just stuff that they've been experimenting with and enjoying. Of course, the Skeeter Chaos Knight, that's always a consideration. I remember he said in an interview at the major that he doesn't understand why people keep giving it to him, and it's all he can play.
Yeah.
So by his own admission, it should be banned.
I talked to him in the major as well, and he was very much saying, like, dude, I love it. Like, CK, my hero of all time, this hero who I was playing when it was, like, terrible and constantly asking for, now I actually get it.
Yeah, and nobody was banning it. And Skeeter's like, all right, what the hell? I guess I'll, do very well at the major with just playing, like, one guy. Obviously, he can play a ton of stuff, but that is his favorite hero.
Oh, yeah. It's his bread and butter. He loves it. It's so nice when a hero you absolutely adore comes into the meta, and then you're like, haha, I've been training for this day my whole life.
That's right. That's how I feel with Pudge right now.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Abaddon, that's a excellent Viper counter. You run this as a 5 position, you take off the poison stacks. It's also a hero that trades extremely well versus Rubik in lane. With that being said, though, Rubik will steal the Abaddon shield and be a kind of better Abaddon at some point in the game. So they pick it into a pseudo counter in that way just to get the lanes good. That's the idea with that hero. And Queen of Pain, that is not a hero you see very often these days.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know about this one. This seems, like, you got mobility on your mid lane, sure, but like, why not go for one of the more popular mid laners? Like, isn't Puck still in the pool?
Puck is still in the pool. That's right.
Puck ignored.
Like, I feel okay. This is some Tundra stuff right here. Like, this is some owie mind games, because I remember seeing them pick Timber into Monkey King, and they did some like wave cutting shenanigans to get through the lane, and then outside of the lane, like the Timber was just cutting the monkey's trees a lot. So it's like they had this idea that people think that Monkey counters Timber, but it really is the other way around. If you just do like X and Y in the game, maybe Queen of Pain is the same, because I feel like Queen of Pain versus Tiny is tough because you can't blink out of the avalanche anymore, so you can easily avalanche toss setup. Viper does very well against Queen of Pain in lane. Rubik is an instant stun. You could steal blink. It's like one of Rubik's favorite things to play into is like any blink hero. And then Kunkka, the Kunkka pick, Queen of Pain is a squishy hero that doesn't like being caught out by X marks. So
yeah,
it does really feel like a hard Queen of Pain game, and I'm interested to see what they do with it. What makes them think that it's fine to pick it in this situation? Maybe there's some new build that people are doing that makes this okay. We'll see though.
I don't know. This one seems so crazy. I mean, it's even got me thinking, like, is it possible that we'll see it in the position 4? Maybe like have a Marcy carry and then last picker, haha, surprise, this is our real mid laner all along. That seems unlikely though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's Tundra, so anything can happen. I mean, they could even run like a carry Queen of Pain. I remember there was a while where the carry co-op was very popular. Or yeah, I don't know, or like some offlane Dahak Queen of Pain. I don't know, like I'm really reaching here, but it does feel like a tough co-op game. And when it comes to like 1-to-1, maybe it's the pacing that she can set that they really like the fact that a Viper side lane is really susceptible to a rotation from a mid laner like a Queen of Pain or a Puck. But the question is, like, why would you not pick Puck then? Maybe because Queen of Pain is not as based around a cooldown, or she's, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's just the 9 effect though. Like, right, if you want to pick a hero at mid, if it's like the most contested hero in the game, he's not going to want to play it. He's a hipster.
That's true. That is 100% true. I still think it might not even be him on the Queen of Pain with this team. Like,
who knows? What about the Kunkka though? What do you think of this hero? Is this a good pick?
Yeah, I think Kunkka's a great hero. A lot of people have been picking it as like somewhat of an answer to the Beastmaster. Like, he goes in with all the summons, he roars, you drop a boat, you can turn the fight. It's not just like an insta kill on somebody like Roar can feel like on this patch.
Yeah,
it's also a way to like deal with the summons. You can catch the Beastmaster at long range. He has to always be very careful. Like, Beast plays with the Hawk in the jungle, and not the Hawk, It will be DeHawk playing
God.
the Hawk though with the Beastmaster. But you take over an area, right? And like ganking into a Beastmaster is a huge pain because he sees you before you get to him, and often you need to smoke with him. So a long-ranged hero, like a long-range catch hero, like Kunkka with X, is okay. This is a carry Queen of Pain. Like this is gonna be a mid Snapfire, I'm pretty sure.
You do? I mean, I just wonder if they just roll the dice to decide their roles sometimes on this team. This is interesting. Okay, so final pick Snapfire. If it was mid, why would you like it?
Oh God, why would I like it? I mean, it's just 9. He just he just wants Snapfire mid. All right, well let's think about this here. Like, what's the combo? So there's a roar combo with kisses.
Yep, that's very nice.
I feel like Marcy Snap can kill almost anybody between all of their stuns and damage. All right, what are they picking? I gotta see what their picks are, dude. There's so many possible ways. Okay, they're gonna carry Abaddon.
They're gonna carry Abaddon. All right,
Yeah,
well that wasn't even something we discussed. That's completely off the mark. But yeah, I mean, this one's a pretty big meme. But I mean, Tundra obviously don't think it is. They think it's worth picking in this very, very vital game for them. I mean, what does this hero do as a carry?
I get it. I mean, I get it for sure. It's like it's just to counter the Viper lane, right? I was thinking like 5 position Abba just because that's like what we see it as mostly these days. But now in retrospect, the carry Abba, it does make sense. Let's see who's going to be playing the 5. It'll be so Snapfire Abaddon, which I think does have a good amount of kill threat for
strong.
a Viper in lane. I think carry Abba is pretty damn strong. Like if you get to late game and you get the miscoil AoE and also the miscoil
Yeah.
the miscoil Ag Shard where you apply the auto attack on miscoil, like it is significant. You get a satanic, you use one miscoil on like 2 heroes and you healed it full HP. So you kind of have 2 Abba ults in that way. You can also, if you really want to go like crazy, you can get a Battle Fury and Daedalus and go for that build, and it is a lot of cleave damage. Because and the funny thing is the way that it works is the cleave damage is based on your positioning. So if you miscoil in this large AoE and there's a bunch of units in front of a unit in the back, that unit in the back will take every single Battle Fury cleave from every single unit that gets hit in that miscoil added up. So you can legit like do 20,000 damage in a single hit to somebody if there are enough units that you can miscoil cleave off of. It's really funny.
Yeah,
I imagine he'll probably go for like the Radiance or Manta build because I think that stuff is just much more realistic and not as useless in the early game.
Yeah.
But hyper late game, it is a very strong carry. It's like PL with the Ag Shard, where you're just constantly spamming from a long distance to the lances. It's the same thing as that. You're just this like damage over time carry.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting game, but that's what we wanted from a Tundra match, right? That's what we were expecting from them, and that's what we get. But yeah, there's also I think in China we saw Faith Bian do it. I want to say he went Blink Manta on the Abaddon and basically played like an anti-mage cosplay, right?
Yeah, that's the other build. That's the other build is Manta style procs the Curse of Avernus for some reason, so you just insta-proc it and instant silence somebody. 4.5 second silence, very strong, of course. So you can kill almost anybody. The problem with going like just Blink Manta, I think you probably need an item before that. It's like then where's your damage? Like the build is the problem with this hero. Because the late game is insane, and the potential for it is insane. It's just the early game build, so I'm super interested to see what Skeeter thinks is the right move here.
It's going to be interesting, and of course, in classic Tundra fashion, you know they've done some interesting things. So all attention is on them for this draft. We haven't really talked about the Team Spirit draft so much, but it just looks very formulaic and very straightforward for them. You know, nothing's making me go ooh or ah. But it does make a lot of sense.
He's a full 4-man here for Tundra.
Yeah, they are really going hard here on Mr. Mirrors. He'll have to walk himself away. Luckily, he does get himself out, so no kills happening just yet, but definitely some heavy trading.
Yep. Tiny, the highest base strength hero in the entire game, so even though he has 0 armor, actually quite capable of surviving through something like that. But yeah, Team Spirit's draft. I feel like they have some classics. You know, you have Toronto Tokyo Kunkka. He's amazing at this. Yatoro playing on the Weaver. There's not great stuns for him in this game. All of the stuns are like fairly projected. Yeah. It's like Marcy Dispose and Cookie and Roar. Like all of these, you can just press Sakuchi and run away, or press Time Lapse, or get a Lincoln Sphere. So the Weaver pick seems like a really solid one in this game.
Yeah, it does seem good. It does seem good. You just got to make sure you avoid that one spell. But yeah, as you say, Lincolns, and you should be fine for the most part. Not completely free, but good.
Yep. Once you get some items, it feels freer. And I think the lane is pretty good against Beast as well.
Yeah.
But top lane, this is also a really strong lane for Spirit. Even against an Abaddon, which is a counter, I feel like a Viper lane with like a melee 4 that has any kill threat, you still always have to be really careful for Tundra. I remember when we were watching, I think Kuro was playing Abaddon yesterday against a Viper lane, and if you use a Photic Shield, like sparing, if you use it liberally and it's on cooldown, you can still die to Viper. It's very easy for him to get 4 stacks up again. And the Hawk taking a lot of harass damage down here. He's trying to rush that Helm.
Yeah, he wants it bad, but it might come at the cost of giving this Weaver a little bit of extra freedom for now.
Camp blocking action. Very delectable. Both supports. Ooh. Courier sniping. The dream.
Yeah, that's nice. Very that's nice. Get the Wraith Band off it as well, and a set of tangos. And Maposhka, actually misses the cliff there onto Saxa. Very, very close, though. Very close.
Yeah, that actually would have been a good cliffing, too, because there's just nothing to rebound off of for Saxa. So that could have been a pain. There's a mid lane. How's this going? About even. I'm curious to see what Nine's build is. It looks pretty standard right now for what the Queen of Pain build was previously in terms of both items and skill build. He went for the 2-0-1 build, which is what people were doing when this hero was in the meta.
Yeah, the classic. So
yeah.
what's like Skidder queue? I guess Skidder hasn't queued anything up yet. He's going to leave us guessing for a little while.
Yeah, that's what I want to see is the items after the phase boots. Like what does he get? Snaking, he's getting dove.
Oh, he's getting low. Yeah, he's actually going to die to the poison. The tree throw, the poison. It was enough to bring him down. And Snaking will be the first blood going the way of Collapse.
Yeah, Skeeter was just not really in the area, and I think he had just used a Photic Shield on himself too, so it was still on cooldown. And without boots, also, I think it was pretty unreasonable for him to head over and try to save Snaking.
Unfortunate.
And more wave shenanigans going on.
What is going on down here?
Yeah, there's an equilibrium behind the tower, and also an equilibrium behind the Hawk's tower on the other side as well. So definitely favoring the dual melee lane of the Hawk and Saxa. You always want to pull this off when you got 2 melee heroes.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a waste, though. Marcy, you always want to pair her with someone who can really get kills in lane, and I don't think Beastmaster is really that hero.
No, he's definitely not, which I think is exactly why Saxa's rotating, is because he's real. Like, with the Queen of Pain, then you're pairing it with somebody who actually can get kills. And so it's pressuring Toronto Tokyo. Like, even though he's not getting a kill, like, Toronto Tokyo has to play in his tower. He has to be afraid. He has to give
rotation
9
up to top from the Marcy. She's keeping up here, looking for a go. They're going on to the Abaddon, though. He's getting a little bit low, but not really low enough to be worried. Collapse, meanwhile, he's taken some heavy hits, but they can't really fight in this Nether Toxin. Collapse, he is low, but is he gonna die? I don't think so. Skidder, they'll turn around. They'll get the kill into him first. Collapse, he might actually just make it out of this one. Mirror with the toss back. They don't have the damage. The Viper will survive for now. Saxter, though, he really wants to finish the job here, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to. He might just have to accept it and move on. And meanwhile, down the bottom lane, Dahak has gone as well. Now they move forward onto Saxa, but the rebound to get away from the Tiny will bring Saxa safety. But a failed rotation, honestly. Team Spirit, they recognize the strength of these heroes, and they don't let themselves be bullied out. I think that's a huge move from them.
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, they're getting tri-laned. Like,
yeah,
there's also a lane where they're countered in.
Dispose back once again into 2, but the Cookie turnaround here. They're trying to lock them down, and it does look like Collapse might finally drop, but not before Saxa does. No, don't tell me he gets away from this again. He gets away again! Collapse, the man who cannot be killed.
Spirit's playing this top lane very well. They're being extremely patient with Mira's avalanches and tosses, constantly using that to save Collapse, and playing around like the poison attack slows rather than the stuns, so that way the stuns can be used as like ways of getting Collapse out. It's really cool. Like, they're getting tri-lane and they're supposed to be countered in this lane, and they're winning the lane. That is bad for Tundra.
It is not good, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, this Marcy, you know, this hero who's just supposed to be one of the strongest in the game at level 2, it just hasn't got anything done. In fact, quite the opposite. They've just ended up feeding Collapse a bunch of kills.
Yeah, and they're going to keep committing to it as well. Oh, man. Collapse is almost level 6. Skeeter is level 4. That's a whole level advantage when the Abaddon was flexed to this carry position specifically to counter the Viper. As Miposhka does end up going down here. Cable.
Okay.
Is he watching TV?
Damn, that's a flex, actually. That is a
He
flex.
had to put his episode of Seinfeld paused. He needed to buffer.
Valid pausing reason.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable.
Happens all the time in multi-million dollar games.
Right.
Well, Tundra kind of left licking their wounds here. I guess it's just recovery time for them. I think them making moves is not something I'm going to expect for a while now, because they've got both the side lanes in a pretty bad situation. This Kunkka just seems to be playing really, really safe. Toronto Tokyo doesn't want to risk feeding anything to that Marcy, so yeah, he's just happy farming away. And even now, they're going under the tower. They're fishing for Skitter, and they might just find him shield out, but it's going to get popped almost instantly, and the poison, it's too much for him to handle. Skitter goes down in the top lane again. Collapse now dominating on this Viper.
This is concerning because Abaddon doesn't really have any way of farming quickly. Like, how do you recover? Do you get a Midas? You're not going to get a Battle Fury. You'll lose the game before you get to that point, you know? It's like basically Skeeter is now relying on his team to just like hard carry for. He's going mid. He's going mid to fill the bottle. He's a support now.
Oh my god.
I see.
Well,
wow.
Picked a bad and might as well embrace it.
Yeah. And he's going to go jungle. Yeah, so he's really relying on his team to do some heavy lifting for the next little while when he can jungle. So he can jungle for 10 minutes. Like, that's the only way that he's going to come back and have a reasonably decent game. Maybe show up to a fight and pick up like a free kill or something.
Snaking daring to exist in this top lane here. See what Mira has to say about that. So far, it's usually been the same story. You turn up to this lane, we murder you. And looking like this is going to be a repeat here. Okay, I'll show a bit of respect. Not quite diving into the trees behind the tower levels of aggression here from Team Spirit. That might be
I do like this a lot from Tundra. Like, the fact that they're putting Abba jungle, snaking top, getting levels, and Dahaka is taking an ancient stack that he's been stacking with his boar, and Sox is taking bot. Like, they're playing the map incredibly efficiently. Snaking will probably die here. I mean, yeah, they found him. They found him.
Go on, at least get the courier. There you go. That's what you get, you snitch. But Snaking will be going down regardless.
He almost got his level 6 from that.
All right.
Like, they're just playing to greed, and it's like Tundra's really good at this. This is something that Tundra does a lot. I've seen them like 20 kills behind and still keeping up in the gold lead just because they're really good at like farm efficiency on the map. Like, Dahak is quite huge now, despite the lane going so horribly for him, because he just took a massive ancient stack and also a hard camp stack.
I love them stacks. Meanwhile, Skitter in the middle lane, going to get that ultimate popped by Yatoro and by Mira. Oh man, he really can't catch a break. Anytime he shows up to the lane, he just gets wrecked. And oh, Snaking. Sweet little Snaking, trying to find a way up to that high ground, but with the X marks upon him, there's nothing he can do but wait for the sweet release of death.
Yeah, those last couple of deaths are unfortunate for Snaking. He really wants to get his level 6. That's a big timing where Tundra could maybe actually take a fight. Maybe they could get like a couple of kills in a fight, trade 1 for 1, rather than just getting completely run over. But I understand why he was there. You don't want to just lose this mid tower so early, but it's one of these situations where, like, who's going to defend this, you know? I mean, it looks like 9 wants to.
We'll see what they can do. Hanging around, but they really don't have the manpower at the moment. Meanwhile, Team Spirit just bringing everyone to this in the middle lane. Other than, of course, the Viper is still chilling at top. And, yeah, Tundra with a very weak response to this middle siege.
Toronto Tokyo did not have the illusion there. I think he actually dies to that toss into the tier 2.
Jump in from the Marcy. That might not work out too well. There's a boat. There's everything coming her way. And they will be able to finish the job. But the kisses, are that enough to kill off the pirate? No, it's not. He's going to get himself to the sea where he belongs. Well, it's a river, but...
Rivers do lead to the sea, though.
True.
It flows downhill from mountains and goes into the sea.
Then how does the water get back up to the river, Jenkins?
To the it
doesn't make any sense.
I think buckets.
Right. Yeah, no, it does make sense actually. I think that's what my dad did actually.
Oh, he was a water bucketer?
Yes, yeah, he was Aquarius.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, good man. 8-1 is the scoreline right now in this game with a 3k gold advantage to Team Spirit, and they're going to smoke up and try and hammer this one home as they move across the map down to the bottom side.
Yeah, they saw that there was a teepee down here from Soxa, so Soxa's stuck here. And yeah, smoking into the Beastmaster. This is a classic.
Moving on to Yatoro there. They might be able to kill him off before they can get here. They can. Yatoro is gone. The first big pickoff from Tundra. But it is a biggie. And now they move across towards Maposhka. Maposhka going to steal the Scream, though. Not sure how he left it that long with the Sonic Wave out, but they're going to kill him off regardless. The 9 doesn't really care. Kill his shame.
That is not what you want to see from a smoke from Team Spirit.
Saxa, has he taken the step too far again? Let's see him. He's actually popping the ultimate and going aggressively here. He believes in his team, and I think he should, but, well, a boat's going to come crashing down on his head, which Narcies aren't really too keen of having happen to them. Mira's going to back away. Snaking's coming in there. Look at this guy flying through the fight and tossed away. Alrighty. Turning around, looking over towards Yotoro, but there's a lot of heroes from Team Spirit coming up to this one. Might be time to leave. So Snaking, as quickly as he entered this fight, is going to leave it, leaving 9 behind, and 9 will unfortunately be going down here to the X marks and Torrent once again from Toronto, Tokyo.
I didn't see that Collapse was building this, by the way, but he has an Orchid. Yeah, the tips come out. I mean, that Orchid reveal gets the kill onto 9 there. 9 was the top net worth right before that fight, and now all of a sudden, all of Team Spirit's cores are above him. And they go for a re-smoke, too. They're looking for Skeeter. I mean, he's very weak. He's trying to build a Midas.
Oh, no. That's, I mean, the item's not as bad as it could be, but it's a sad state of affairs for this guy on the Batten as he levels up the ulti there at the very last second. But they'll just pause, not heal him up. You can through the trees. Maposhka, though. Actually puts down What? Did he just put down a sentry to see him?
He did.
Oh my god.
The Tumbler's toy over the cliff. That's really cool from Collapse, by the way. The Orchid into Nether Toxin. Like, they're trying to just keep the Abaddon in the break while he's Orchided so they can kill him. It's really goofy that Collapse is so aware of the counter to this carry Abaddon. I don't know if they've scrimmed against it. I don't feel like it's very popular in pubs, but like Collapse has figured out the items to go to deal with this. Like, he's supposed to be countered, but instead he becomes the counter when you build these items.
Oh, Marcy once again jumping in the middle lane, but Saxa still surviving for the time being and gets off the dispos, and they'll turn it around, they'll take down the pirate. Toronto Tokyo is dead, but Poshka, he's going to be okay. And now Collapse backing him off with the Orchid out onto the Beastmaster, trying to TP out. He's going to make it out. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Dies in base. And unfortunately, Sax is going to follow him to the grave as well. 9 and Snaking need to leave. Avalanche off the mark, but they'll toss forward the Weaver. Toro can be sent forward here and needs to get on top of Snaking, and he's going to be able to do exactly that. Right clicks to follow. Maelstrom Proc will finish the job. Yatoro gets a double kill, and once again, Tundra are punished for their aggression.
Radiant's bottom tower.
I mean, Tundra's doing a good job at like staying in the game with these moves. Killing Toronto Tokyo, I think, is a really big kill. It is looking like Yatoro's getting to the point of like unkillability. He's got that Dragon Lance. He's building into the Lincoln Sphere, at which point it's going to be very difficult to get any sort of stuns on him. It's just Cookie.
Very tough
yes,
indeed.
Spirit's playing incredibly well too. Like I really like this itemization from Collapse. I think this is super cool. Like he's flipping the script with this Abaddon pick, where he's just hard countering him. And Skeeter is desperation mode. He's going for a Midas, which I think he needs to do. There's no other way for him to recover.
No, there's really not. And of course, he does have the Curse of Avernus. The attack speed is going to be very nice for him. There is a bit of synergy there. But yeah, I mean, that's a whole odd problem, right? Like in a normal game, I'd feel like Tundra are delaying things enough to make things feel all right. And maybe they can fall back on something, but they're falling back on an Abaddon carry. Like, you don't expect this hero to be this far behind at this point in the game in this position.
Right, yeah. I mean, if he gets to like 7 items, Abba carry is really sick. When you have like the Battle Fury, Daedalus, Satanic, that sort of stuff, like level 25. But that's some insane late timing. Yatoro's very strong right now.
Well, they're actually moving on to this Weaver, but I don't think Yatoro's in too much trouble there. Oh, the dispos. It was a little too late from Saxter. And that means that Yatoro's going to be able to wiggle his way out of this one.
Yeah, not much to kill him if there's no Beastmaster Roar.
And this is a very dead Queen of Pain in the middle lane, although Siskin is going to come in with the heal, but it's not going to be nearly enough to save poor old Nine, as he's going to get killed off on the Queen of Pain.
How close is Mira to Blink? He's pretty close. I feel like he's been very effective despite not having a Blink Dagger. 1-0-10 as they look for Dahak here.
Oh, slowing them down with a Mud Golem. Thanks, buddy. Just throws a rock in his face.
Yeah. I think he's using the Golem to stack, too. Yeah, they're just playing for efficiency here. Like the true carry player Dahak is. He's still focused on stacking at 17 minutes in. I mean, you have to play like this because I don't think you're getting kills. Not yet. They need an item timing to get kills. Marcy, Ether Lens. That's a solid timing. BKB on Queen of Pain. That's another decent one.
Oh, Team Spirit going to come across Tundra here in the jungle. Lift up, throw back, but they're actually throwing everything onto the Weaver once again, but he does have the time lapse, just going to use it and get himself out. Meanwhile, Poshka with a 3-man stun from that stolen cookie. He is going to die. He's going to die in style.
Yeah, protects his carry. I mean, Yatoro just has too much effective HP right now. With the levels and items that he has, the Dragon Lance. So, like, Tundra, they did the calculations, and he was not going to die to the Queen of Pain ult there. He would have just pressed time lapse with the stuns that they have.
Yeah, looked fancy from the cookie, but ultimately probably wouldn't have changed much. I don't know, maybe? No. They just don't got the stuns.
It would feel really bad to like press all your spells there and then he just presses time lapse. It's like something like that could just end the game for Tundra because they're so far behind right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Although it's really not that bad for them. Like I do feel like one fight going their way and this game is completely recovered for them. But that is not going to be true if Team Spirit has the Aegis, because then there's going to be one hero that's just respawning and they can probably clean up that fight. So Tundra is in evade mode. They're going to play a game of cat and mouse now. They are, of course, the mice in this situation.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not much too much changing for them. You know, they've been trying to find the occasional pick-off, but...
That's true. Yeah, that's true. They've been the mice already, so yeah, whatever.
Very conscious decision to let this Roche go, I feel. It wasn't like, oh no, they're doing Roche, what do we do? It's like...
Yeah. They need the BKB on the Queen of Pain and Ether Lens Marcy. Like, they're close to items.
And Tundra, the Spirit Ridge literally just sweeping in here, and now the toss back onto Snaking. Snaking, I mean, I don't think he's going to feel too bad about this death, honestly. A 4-man rotation, they only really get the Snapfire. It is what it is.
Yep, Skeeter survives, and he's an Abaddon, so you would kind of expect that, but, you know, once again, going back to the Viper with the Boots of Travel and the Orchid, who, by the way, has found Saksa on the top lane. Anybody can die in this game.
Yeah.
Especially Saksa. And they're going to
later, buddy.
Yeah, cool. He's godlike on Collapse. Very nice.
He is indeed. Absolutely destroying this game on the Viper. Roar out in the mid here, though. They're going for the play onto the Kunkka. They need a little bit more damage to bring him down. He's got that BKB and the boat coming through. The Sonic Wave will take out Miposhka, but Yatora's in the fight as well, taking chunks out of Dahak in the backlines. Not doing as much damage as perhaps he'd want, though. And the shields are going to keep Dahak nice and healthy, so they'll move their attention towards Mira instead. Tundra on the aggressive here. Cookie doesn't quite connect, and it's some Golem on Rock Boy action here as they start to take chunks out of Mira. He will die. That's going to be Snaky getting the credit for that kill as Tundra taking fights despite Team Spirit having the Aegis.
Yeah, Tundra knew the collapse was top and had TP'd there, and so his TP was still on cooldown. So they could go make this move towards mid. And by make the move, I mean they could bait the move. But they are actually making a move with the smoke off of those 2 kills.
Yeah.
They're looking for a quick pick, probably, and then back. I would imagine that's what they're looking for. They're not going to do anything too crazy. And they don't connect with anything, so it's just a warding mission.
Yeah. That's fine. They get out deep. They get some control of their map back, which means more farm, which means less net worth changing. And to be fair, like at 15 minutes, it was a 5k gold advantage for Team Spirit, and that hasn't changed since getting Roshan. So credit to Tundra there. They are, you know, they've stopped the bleeding, but now they need to fix up the wound.
Dude, Dahak is almost the highest level in this game too. Like look at him versus Collapse. They're very close. They're neck and neck. He's higher level than Yatoro. He's higher level than Toronto Tokyo too in terms of XP. Like Dahak is actually keeping up with these ancient stacks that he's constantly doing. He's 1, 2, and 4, but he's still very farmed and very high level as well.
I'm curious, do they have an XP advantage on Tundra? Check the graphs.
They don't. They don't.
Oh, they very much don't. Okay, but, so it's just better distributed for them.
Yeah, yeah. I think the supports on Tundra are suffering a bit.
Yeah.
Like Mira's level almost 14, and Sox is level 10. So
okay, that's where the that's where the difference lies then.
And Sox is trying to wave cut up top. It is making some space. It means Collapse has to TP there, but Collapse has a blink dagger. Like, I really like this build from Collapse.
Toronto Tokyo very quick on the BKB as he sees 9 here. 9's going to have to pop his own as well, so it's BKBs at dawn. Is that going to be it? I think so. Mira, he's hunting, but he is not finding. He missed the shot. And once again, Tundra get away with it.
I killed some dogs at least. That's pretty good. Did not get the dragon. Does Dahak have the shard? Yeah, he's got the Aghanim shard now too, so there's going to be some die bomb action happening.
Hell yeah.
Such an OP shard, actually. He almost dive bombed the Kunkka X. That would have been funny. I mean, he was X, so it's not very useful, but
it sends a message.
It does. Look out for birds.
Don't trust them.
That's right. They're not real.
Do we have... Oh, I'm not sure I'm a fan... Well, I guess you need the Echo Saber for the mana upkeep on the Abaddon, but it does feel weird to go Echo Saber and Midas. It's like, oh yes, I've got some extra attack speed for my attack speed.
I think he's... I think it's like he needs small, efficient items to contribute. Like he goes for the Midas, so that way he just doesn't have absolutely no game.
Yeah.
And then he's getting small items so he can actually do stuff with his team so he doesn't lose. He could die here.
Let's see.
He's dead.
Wait, oh, he's in the break, so his ulti doesn't go off. Oh, no. Break and silence, the ultimate counter to Abaddon. And that is a sad and dead Skidder. They will get the kill onto Mira on the way out. Now they're going to catch anyone else. Saxa jumping himself away with rebound, but might not be getting out of this one. Trying to move into the tree lines here, but I don't think there's anywhere to hide. He's going for the TP out. Oh, they spotted him. He's gone. See you later, Skidder. Sorry, Saxa. Skidder died a while ago.
I heard a dive bomb, and then a courier died, and Dahak got the courier. You can't dive bomb couriers, can you? Am I crazy?
That doesn't sound like something which Dahak would know, but...
no way.
Surely not.
That would be insane.
That would be weird. Cool. Well, Tundra, I mean, that was a move from them, though, right? Like, going up the high ground when they've got this disadvantage, like... What do you think?
I mean, I like it. They have heroes to do it. Beastmaster, Abaddon, like, you really have to be careful about letting these heroes hit your tower. It forces Spirit to like give up their stranglehold on the map and get back, and they didn't lose too much for it either.
Well, they'll see him once again. Not again, not again. They're trying to get him out, but the X is there, dragging him back in, and Skidder dies in the exact same way again. 50 seconds on the sidelines. Oh, dearie, dearie me.
Radiant structures are fortified.
This is just sad now.
Dire's middle tower.
This is like a cool combo from Spirit, like Xing 2 to just focus on keeping Skeeter in the break. I mean, that's just cool, because like when he's out of it and he's X'd, he's still silenced, right? So he can't pop the ult, and Spirit's not going to do damage to him to make him automatically pop the ult when he's out of the break. So it's just a matter of like kiting him so that when he's at that 400 HP threshold, he's in the break while silenced.
Yeah. That is indeed the way to do it. But 9, he's looking for some revenge down in the bottom lane. He's tired of Collapse, constantly killing his teammates off. But unfortunately, does look like he's bitten off a bit more than he can chew. But thankfully, won't be paying the price as Team Spirit miss.
Dire are scanning.
9 didn't BKB there. That's definitely something that if Mira had gotten a little bit luckier in that blink, 9 might actually end up going down there. But you can tell that Tundra is like, they're playing this in a way where they know that they have to be incredibly efficient and take like riskier plays in order to win this game, because when you're behind in Dota, you can't just play normal and win. Like, that's just not how it works. Not against a good team where they're farming more of the map than you. It's like way easier with more items to do stuff in the game. So like they have to do something that's like risky. So like, TPing out without pressing BKB because he needs the BKB for the next fight, or going to push high ground, even though normally that would be a pretty insane play. It's like they need to take these riskier moves in order to get more of an advantage back. It's like they're gambling, but they have a higher like value that they can get from the gambles than if they were to play normal.
So do you feel like anyone from Team Spirit's not really playing enough, like it's being a bit too quiet, a bit too passive? Or is it just the way Tundra's playing the map where they can't really capitalize too much here?
I think Tundra's like out map moving them, to be honest. I think Tundra's just playing this incredibly well. Like, I don't know who could, I mean, Snake King.
Yeah, he could be in a little bit of trouble here. Mira trying to come in. He's going to toss back another target then, and the silence going to stop the rebound from getting him away. That's going to be a dead Saxter. Does have buyback should he want it. Skidder has to be careful. We've been down this road before, but Mira's actually going to get killed off by the kisses over on top here. And Toronto Tokyo could be in some trouble as well. Mahoshka has stolen that shield, by the way, so he's going to be spamming that out throughout the fight. So shields on both sides as Tundra. They lose the tower, but they defend the barracks. And meanwhile, down at bottom,
the Hawk.
Squeak, squeak.
All right.
Wait,
he's going to get the racks, maybe.
He's
no.
going to get it. Wait.
The
Surely
boar?
it's worth it. Oh, it's actually just going to, the boar's going to do it. All right.
Tundra got a racks. All right, the Hawk.
Real.
This man, he just can't stop split pushing. Even when he's not on Nature's Prophet, he just loves split pushing. Cool.
Very nice. Very, very nice plays here from Dahak and Tundra, playing the map beautifully here, despite being behind pretty much the entire game.
Radiant's courier has been
This has got to be frustrating for Spirit, man. Like, to be playing so well and win all the lanes. You've got these cool item builds, these great plays you're making, and still it feels like you're losing the game, even though you have a 7K gold lead. It's frustrating.
Yeah, rustles your gym bobs a bit, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does.
Well, at
least Skeeter feels useless. Skeeter is definitely not feeling like he's having any impact in the game right now.
Yeah, his notes from this game are just going to be one page in his notepad, which says, don't pick a badminton fighter.
Don't be Abaddon.
Or just don't play. Yeah. Don't do that to yourself. Well, on to Dahak they go, but he's got the BKB to get himself back. And again, Tundra just backing themselves away, although they might look for a little bit of a play onto the tiny here. Saxter taking so much damage on the front lines here, but the shield's going to come through. The Sonic Wave will finish the job. They take down Mira. Toronto Tokyo both looking for more here together, moving forward, but they just can't seem to bring down a target. Tundra are defending their players super well, and now they commit. 9 jumps in, forces the BKB out of Toronto Tokyo, but also forces his own. He's taking some big damage from Yotoro, who backs himself away. Toronto Tokyo trying to fight on the front front lines, but he can't do it. He gets taken down. Skitter gets a kill. And now moving across towards DOTA as well, but he's a bit too quick to catch. So they'll probably have to leave it here. But over on the sidelines, Poshka's running through the trees. Can they find him? As the Sonic Wave giving his way. Wait, he's stolen the kisses and brings down Saxa with them. And is he going to get more? No, he's not. No, he's not. They put an end to his shenanigans. Cute play from the Poshka. But in the end, he does go down, and that means it's going to be 3 heroes dead on the side of Team Spirit. Tundra
and
back
a
in this
gem.
game.
Snaking just got it, or Nine just got the gem from Poshka as well.
He had a gem.
Wow, that is, yeah, that's a fresh purchase. Because you know why they got this. They're so frustrated by this BS split pushing that Tundra is doing. They're saying, okay, we want to take all of the wards on the map so that they can't feel comfortable doing this anymore. And then immediately, Tundra wins the very first fight after they get the gem. That is really rough. That is frustrating for Team Spirit, man. They've got to be mode tilt. Otherwise, like, these are the most zen guys in the entire world. The kiting was insane in this fight by Tundra, by the way. Like, there was a few times where a couple of the Tundra heroes were about to die, but the team play and saving each other was phenomenal. Skeeter's playing kind of like a support Abaddon, but it's still pretty effective. Just, you know, shielding at the right times, especially with the Marcy Dispose also saving people.
We see the Tundra players here on the lower left, but it is Team Spirit who are in the Roshan right now. They want that Aegis once again for themselves. Tundra, are they moving over? Looks like they're sending some units in, but actually invading this Roche is another issue entirely, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. They see how low it is, and they back themselves away, so it will be an Aegis going the way of Team Spirit. But, I mean, Aegis to Aegis, like, they haven't cared about any advantage which Spirit have had so far in the game. Tundra seem very happy just to play the map.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thought process is if you're already kiting the fights to this degree, you know, what's kiting for another 5 or 10 seconds with the Aegis being in play, you know? Like, they're already playing these long engagements. Why not just play for, like, a little bit longer?
Smoke up from 4 men of Tundra. Moving down to the bottom side of the map. Seeing what there is to see.
I love these smokes to the bot lane, because you know that somebody's got to come here to deal with the Beastmaster pressure.
I swear every engagement has been in the bottom side of the map. Like, I guess when Roche stops being an issue, this is what matters. And they see Saxa now, but Saxa, he's very calmly walking away from this, and he's going to have to be shielded up here as Itura jumps upon him. The Glinkers does get broken. Have they got the Roar? They do indeed, and they're going to throw it out, but is it going to be enough damage? They're trying to take him down. They got the Silence, they got the Hawk, they'll get the kill. Aegis gone, but now Skitter could be in a bit of trouble. He needs to get out of this break zone here, but he's not silenced up, so he should be okay to get off that ultimate. Panther comes out as well. Actually, didn't want to pop his ultimate there at all, and now he decides he's going to get out the boat. Doesn't quite connect on him. Does bring down Saxa, though, so the support will die. But Tundra ultimately paying a very small cost for taking out that Aegis.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. This is cool, Dota. It's like on one side, you have Team Spirit, who is doing a very good job at dealing with extremely masterful split pushing. Like, both sides are playing this to like 99% of the potential for split pushing and dealing with split pushing in Dota. Like Collapse with the Boots of Travel, Yatoro like scouting in the trees, looking for the heroes that he knows are going to be sitting in there, but then also Tundra accepting that they're going to lose Saxa and just TPing out, like mass TPing, and then all making their way towards the top lane as well. It's just cool to watch. Like, this is just really high level Dota. Very few mistakes outside of like maybe the draft being an issue and like the laning stage. There's very few mistakes from either team.
It's clean and it's fun. A lot to talk about, a lot to dive into in this game. I mean, it has been Spirit dealing with the pressure from Tundra like reasonably well, but just unable to really capitalize upon the advantage they've been getting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess part of the problem is their tower siege is not that great, and the build that Collapse is gone, while it's amazing for killing Skeeter, he doesn't have the Ag Shard. He's not really a right clicker, so he's not able to do any tower damage, which means like Tundra has the tower threat and can do the split pushing, but Spirit is not really able to themselves. No Deso on Weaver either, right? So like their tower threat, if they start hitting buildings, it's really not that scary.
5-man smoke from Tundra once again in the bottom side of the map. But Team Spirit are saying, yeah, we don't want to keep playing on this side of the map. We want to play somewhere else, man. Like,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Tundra's looking to fight this. They don't want to do the split pushing anymore. They want to bring it to straight to Spirit. I mean, and what do they have?
The supports first. This would be huge. Actually using the cookies to scout, but a quick blink out there from the Poshka. Really, really fast reactions as they trade some hits, but no one really getting through. Oh, never mind. Toronto Tokyo going to be forcing out the BKB. The boat's not going to come in nearly in time. They bring him down. Nine taking the fight into Yatoro here. Yatoro looking for the hack. The hack just going to leave, but no, he's not. He gets killed out before he can get himself away. That's going to be a hell of a trade here from both these teams. Trading an offlaner for a mid.
I mean, Spirit, they are still, the gold lead is slowly going up. It's not like they're losing this game by any means. The trade is for Dahak, who is the offlaner, but also I feel like he's having a pretty profound impact on this game. So taking him out is pretty important. Whereas with Toronto Tokyo, it's really Collapse and Yatoro that are doing a lot of the work right now in terms of the cores. So in terms of raw net worth, yeah, of course, Tundra, like, gets value out of killing Toronto Tokyo, but if the Hawk is dead, it does mean that Spirit could just do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. I know, it's also very therapeutic to kill off the Hack as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of where I was like leaning with that too. It's like, this guy's been split pushing you the whole game. Just get him. Just kill him.
Oh, feels good. All right. Until everyone.
Just a moment of like relief from the split push, and you can see at this moment that the gold lead goes up instead of stagnating because the Hawk is dead.
He's a big boy, the big decider for Tundra in this game at least. It is funny like how similar Dahak and 33 really are in their gameplay in offlane.
Yeah, I think that's probably why he made a lot of sense as a stand-in. I think for like a tournament like this, with the prize pool being so huge, Tundra basically had their pick of the litter. They just, like, whoever they wanted to ask was going to say yes. And no teams are really going to be playing right now anyway, so it's not like the Hawk has anything better to do, because nobody really plays during a tournament, because all the good teams that would scrim you are in the tournament.
Yep.
So it's like, hey, Dahak, you want some free money? And he's like, all right.
Sounds good, bro.
I'll take it.
This middle tier 1 tower is still up for Team Spirit. I mean, that's kind of unusual. If only we could get a stat for how many times a barrack has gone down before the middle tier 1 has fallen.
Yeah, that is a bit weird, actually. That's just a testament to how like strange this game has been in terms of the gameplay and the map movements.
And I feel like you could go through the replay again as a support and just watch this warding and watch like the vision fight which has been going on this bottom side as well. Because that's what it's all been about. Like, this is Tundra's home. They're actually radiant forest creatures now.
Right. And also the heroes like protecting the wards too. Like Tundra is not only in... Oh, sucks.
Oh, that is a very big jump forward here. But he got the tower, so, he completed his mission. Agent Saxa.
Yeah, he didn't like that stat you were talking about. Here's the ward protector we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah, look at this. They're just running onto backlines here. They're immediately going to be able to take down the Poshka, get rid of that pesky Rubik. Snakey on the backlines, going to run forward with the cookie. Tries to force away, gets thrown into the air by the water park. What's going on right now? TP's out. Both going to get cancelled by the avalanche. And that's going to be 1 dead, 2 dead to Hack and Snaking out of the fight. And Tundra are going to be losing this one. I mean, brave move to fight, but oh my god, this need to put up some traps down here, lads. Yeah,
the split pushing, very annoying, but the Hawk is dead for 70 seconds. It is getting to the point where Spirit are going to start doing a lot of tower damage, and they're going to get, multiple sets of boots of travel, potentially, heroes have blink daggers. The split pushing action, it does fall off at a point, because at some point, you've like in Assault Cuirass on Toronto Tokyo, for example, right? And Spirit just goes through them. They just say, we've got a 14k gold lead. We don't care if you're going to hit our barracks. Like, we're just going to end the game right now. So it is getting to the point where Tundra is, like, they're going to get desperate. They have to fight soon. You can't just do this forever.
Throw back on the Marcy. Toss over, back over towards Collapse and Mirror, and they will be able to take down Saxter. Now they look over towards Skidder. Skidder's going to be okay there as he moves towards the high ground. Yields out onto him. Can he escape this one? Toss back again. He does get off the ulti at the very least, but could be in some trouble. Popping the Manta and trying to turn and fight this, but I'm not sure that's going to work out for him. And he's going to die as well. Tundra The ship finally looks as if it's sprung some leaks and is starting to go down. 9?
What's going on, man?
Why is this happening? This game is just twists and turns all the way through. 9 going to pop the BKB. Is he going to TP out of this one? No, he's just going to blink himself out. Alrighty. Storm used to no effect, but meanwhile, inside the base, there's a real damage happening. They're taking the top lane of barracks.
I like that Toronto Tokyo went for that. He went for the like Torrent Storm lucky like chain stun. Or if you just get the right torrents, like it actually
back
works.
Onto 9 here. He doesn't have the BKB, and they know it because of earlier, and they will take him down. Here comes the Disposo and the Raw out onto Miro. So they get one return kill, but it looks like Snaking's going to fall as well. Snaking dead, Saxa as well, and Collapse now jumping forward, looking to get that pesky to hack. Take him down as well. This might be the end for Tundra here. Is there anything they can do about it? I'm not too sure. I'll have to buy back on both 9 and Snaking just to try and keep Team Spirit from destroying that base, but I'm not sure that's going to happen as they move into the middle barracks as well. Tundra holding on for the time being, but this is going to be rough.
Collapse is a Hex now, too. Hex Ethereal Blade. Picked up a DD as well. So, yeah, if the Orchid was not enough, also the BKB or Manta from Skeeter is not going to matter because he's got that sheep.
Scanning.
Yeah. Slowly closing in on Tundra here. It's not looking good for them. Spirit, I have to admire. Maybe that's not a shout outs to their like tenacity in dealing with this like split pushing nonsense. They didn't crumble under the pressure, and there was a lot of pressure. The gold lead did stagnate a bit, but I think that's bound to happen when this sort of split pushing is happening to you. But like not at a single point did Team Spirit look like they were under any pressure to crumble from this. It's like, okay, well, maybe we'll kill one of you, but we'll just go ahead and like smoke back to the other area of the map and ward there and continue playing there. And like, eventually we're going to win the game. Like, you guys can do this for as much as you want. We're going to win the game eventually.
Yeah. I think this has been a really good run from Tundra. You know, honestly, a masterclass in drawing out games. But unfortunately, when it comes down to it, you still need that game-defining moment to turn the game around for you. And that just hasn't really been there for Tundra. Saxa, once again, trying shenanigans in the bottom lane, but the right click from Weaver will finish the job, and it'll be a crit just to really rub the salt in the wound there for Saxa.
Yeah, the items are too much from Spirit. Although Tundra, they still want to smoke out. They want to take control of some area. They may run into Collapse. I'm not sure if they can kill him, though. He's still very tanky. 3,000 HP in a Black King bar. They're not going to run into him even.
Up to Hack once again, just grabbing the Thunderhide. Is this the best ancient creep to grab, in your opinion?
I think probably in late game, yeah. Like the Dragon is good for farming and split pushing and team fighting, but then once you get to the point where you have a carry giving them 75 attack speed.
Looking at Tora here as well, trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. You know, just running up the high ground, pretending to threaten the tier 4s. Come on, guys, get back in your base.
Yeah.
Time to come home.
At this point, he has 3 Geminate attacks and does a lot of damage. So Tundra's going to need to fight. This is their last barracks. I don't think that Tundra wants to play against Megas.
No, I don't think so, but Sax are going to move in, try and get the conquer. They want this first kill, but it doesn't look like Sax is going to be the first to fall instead. Skinner trying to fight up into this. They really need to kill this conquer, but the lift up, the throwback from Aposhka, going to keep the Admiral nice and safe. 9, that is some hard committal from him. That is going to be a hard death to follow. Buyback coming out from Skinner. The hack, though, in the front lines also going to fall again. Has the buyback, but the resource being spent out huge here. Mirror falls, but they jump in and kill off that carry Skinner as well. And this is going to be game as Yatoro just runs all over them. Finally, Team Spirit, they gathered too much for Tundra to handle, and they will be taking this game number 1 with a 40k gold advantage in the end.
Team Spirit victory.
What a great game of Dota. I mean, I love to see that. Like, something like that just shows how like deep and complex the game is, because even though there was not an awful lot of like crazy team fighting or wombo combo or anything like that, that was just like a game of creeps and split pushing and strategy, which is cool because you look at another game and it's totally different. Maybe it's like Enigma versus Tidehunter and it's a battle of the team fights, or you look at another game and it's like, Naga Siren versus PL, some illusion battle of like carries, and it's another like type of game. Like every game of Dota is so different. But the word of the game for me, for this one, for Spirit, is composure. They just remained incredibly composed in a situation where the pressure that they were feeling was palpable. We as spectators could feel it. And so imagine what Spirit was feeling in the game, or what they should have been feeling. But they felt confident that they could deal with this nonsense, and that eventually, as long as they didn't make a huge mistake, they would win. And they were right. Their read on that was entirely correct.
It really was, yeah. Team Spirit, ended up clinching the victory here. I mean, did you ever feel like that moment was close for Tundra to turn the game around, though? Like, actually get the game back on their terms, where they were the dominant team?
I think that's why Team Spirit played so well. That's why I get the feeling that they played extremely well, is that I didn't really feel like that moment was ever possible for Tundra. There was a few pickoffs that they could get here or there, but there was never really a moment where it felt like Yatoro would die or Collapse would die. Collapse was 18-0 and 15 in a game where he was counterpicked.
Yeah, and I think that's why Collapse is going to be our MVP, right, for this first game.
That is right. That is right.
There he is.
I mean, the build was just really cool. The gameplay in the top lane, I think Mira and Collapse completely hard carried the early game for their team in a lane where they were getting tri-laned, in a lane where the Abaddon was picked to take off the Viper spells and hard counter the Viper, and Collapse still, for some reason, because this guy just has like 2 brains in his head, or is an AI or something, he knows how to deal with an Abaddon carry, which it's like, who knows that? Yeah. Who the hell plays Abaddon carry against Viper? It's like that, nobody's done that before. That was one of every 1,000 games, Yeah. So it's cool that he's able to figure that out, and then even going for like the sheep stick in the late game eventually to deal with the BKB and the Manta style that came out. It's just all around flawless game from Collapse, literally flawless. He had a 40, almost 40-0 KDA, which is insane.
That's mental, yeah. Absolutely destroyed the lane and destroyed the game after that point as well. I feel like that first kill onto Skidder was kind of a misplay from Skidder, not respecting the Viper silence and break enough. But the second one, like, that was crazy, because that was both teams trying, all focused on this one mechanic of the game, right? The silence and break mechanic with the Abaddon ulti. Can we get the Abaddon ulti off? Let's find out. Marcy's trying to dispose him out. X Marks to bring him back. Like, everyone is just focused on this one little thing.
It was goofy. Yeah.
And if it goes one way, one team wins. If it goes the other way, this other team wins. Like, those are the kind of things which just makes Dota so goddamn beautiful. We're going to throw it over to a break, and then we will be back with game number 2. So stick around for more Tundra versus Spirit action here at the Red Masters. We'll see you soon.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
Hello and welcome back to the Riyadh Masters here on the B stream, where we are getting into the second game of this series. It is Tundra versus Spirit, and we just came off the back of a very spicy first game where Spirit were able to take it on the backs of their Weaver and their Conquer, and just generally playing the game extremely well, as we know they can.
Yeah, I saw a few people calling the game a snooze fest. I get it, you know. Some people don't like split pushing action. Definitely fair. Could see more, team fighting action. I think it would depend on the draft for Spirit. Maybe even some of the builds, like going for some earlier like pushing items. Maybe it's something that they adjust for next game, just because Tundra, Tundra's going to do the split pushing BS, right? Because they've got the Hawk.
Yeah.
They're going to pick up some Visage. They're going to pick up some Nature's Prophet, Beastmaster. Like, they're going to try to delay the game. So after a game like that, even though they won, maybe it's something they adjust for.
Yeah. How do you think they're going to ban out? Because you can't really ban out the Hawk. That's one of the issues, right? Like, he's got Nature's Prophet, he's got Visage, and he's got Beastmaster. And then, of course, that's not his only hero pool, right? He can play a ton of different heroes in the offlane, in carry as well. But those are the three which we're probably looking, because those are three heroes which he specializes in, and those are three heroes which Tundra are used to playing with as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you know what our sponsors specialize in? Sponsoring. That's right. Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group. Shout outs to the doctor. He's going to be the next doctor on Doctor Who, I've heard, which Nomad would be a big proponent of that, being of British and all. And also shout out to STC Play, the place for all gamers, for sponsoring the event. Please keep staying in the scene and giving our boys the support that they need to be.
Well, with those kinds of shout outs, Jenkins, how could they resist? So yeah, huge shout out to our sponsors for making this all happen. And again, this is massive prize pool we can play with, and get these teams here to play some awesome Dota for you guys. And talking of which, let's get into the draft for game number 2 between these two teams. And just to reiterate, in case you were snoozing through the first draft or something like that, this is a very important matchup here, guys. A win here for Spirit could very well secure them through to the playoffs and could consign Tundra to the depths below. And it's right, it is very much all on the line here for both these teams, because after this series, they both have to play against the Giants Secret and LGD, and that's going to be a tough ask for either of these teams. You know, these guys have been looking absolutely hot and spicy, so a win here would be very, very important if you want to secure yourself in that playoffs. So let's get into it.
Yeah, that's true. Tundra, I think they're hoping to win this and maybe get a tiebreaker. Team Spirit is hoping to 2-0, so that way they're secured and guaranteed the top slot. If you make it through, the difference is $100,000.
Oh,
so you wanna make it through. You're gonna double the money that you get from the event, and then if you make it through one more phase of the tournament, it's doubles again.
Cool.
Just go and win a match, double your money. A lot of pressure on here, but I'm sure these guys, other than like the in-game pressure, I'm sure they're not feeling the pressure of that as much, because I feel like within a series, a lot of Dota players just focus entirely on the Dota in the competition. Not the money, but the competitive element is still a lot of pressure. So either way, it's pressure.
Yeah, I'd really like to ask Tundra, actually, if we do get the chance, if they do take this game, whether they felt more pressure here with the money on the line or at the major with the crowd. Yeah, that'd be very interesting, because
it's they've said themselves that they're big noobs on LAN, and they want to fix that. They want to address that. I mean, this is a good chance for that, like pre-TI, for them to get a little bit more comfortable, especially like also like you mentioned, like you're playing for more money, so it's like, yeah, maybe it's not a major, so like maybe there's less like psychological competitive pressure or whatever, but then the money pressure is there, and so it's you mix those two together and you get TI, basically. Big money, big like competitive pressure for doing well in the DPC. That's TI.
It's a lot to put a human through, isn't it? You spend your whole year building up to
is.
it as well. It's like, yeah, it's a real cooking pot.
Yeah, there's a very depressing line of thinking that we could go down with this, with what happens to like gamers after they're done gaming, after like the huge dopamine rushes of competing in crowds and all sorts of. Well, we won't get into that. You can Google it.
Google if you want to be sad. if you want to feel bad.
Be sad. Sports players as well.
Yeah.
Quite depressing. But anyway, right now they're very not depressed. They're elated to be in this tournament and playing. We got two birds on both sides that have been picked.
Yep.
Phoenix on one for Spirit. They've been favoring this hero more so than a lot of other teams at this tournament. And Tundra, they go for the Winter Wyvern, which still could be a Mid Wyvern, which is something you always have to look out for with 9.
It is indeed, yeah. You got to be ready for it and have an answer to it available in case he doesn't decide to pull that switcheroo on you. Always a risk. Yeah, Firebird versus Icebird, though. Which do you prefer?
I think Icebird is actually pretty good at killing the Firebird egg if it's run as a core, because you just have that distance, right? And you do build attack speed items like Witchblade and, Aghanim Scepter gives you some stats, maybe some treads, and just insta-kill the egg from super far away.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that maybe like Tundra is more favoring flexing it if they can get away with it, if it doesn't look like a horrible game for a core Wyvern, just because then they can kill the egg.
Sunray versus Cold Embrace, it's percentage damage versus percentage damage or heal.
True, and it's a vessel buyer too on Phoenix, so that always counters the healing. And Wyvern's not a vessel buyer, so there's no like Wyvern countering the Phoenix in the other way. So, and of course we have Marcy. By the way, we're ignoring that hero because she's in every single game that is not banned. So yeah, there she is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Marcy.
If you want some Marcy analysis, then just rewind the stream or watch another day of the Dota, and it'll probably be in like the first game you watch.
Literally any day of Dota. Watch literally any day of Dota, any game, and there will be Marcy analysis. I mean, she does everything you could want in a hero. Like pick a thing, pick a concept in Dota. Any concept. You go through BSJ's videos and just pick one of the buzzwords that he says. And Marcy does one of those buzzwords.
Peel.
Yep, she does that.
Nice.
Dangle.
Dangle.
she does that. She dangles.
Oh.
Yeah, she dangles.
Nice, they've kept things nice and symmetrical. You got the burly folks on the far hand side, and they're moving into the birds. Better pick something similar here. It's like the Boosters and the Timbersaw Team Spirit thing all over again. We won't go back into that. We got a Bloodseeker and a Conquer banned out by Tundra. Meanwhile, Team Spirit, they've taken out the Lifestealer, the Juggernaut, and the Snapfire. So respect towards the Snapfire from Tundra last game, that's for sure.
Damn, Tundra really doesn't like playing Beastmaster into Bloodseeker, it looks like. Both games, they first ban it on the second phase of bans. I wonder if it's just because, like, a Bloodseeker +1 is enough to kill, like, an Axis Beastmaster, and if you go for the Boar, then Bloodseeker can, like, run down the Boar and then heal. Like, it counters both builds. And I feel like Bloodseeker is just a really OP hero right now, too. It's one of the strongest carries in the late game with the, like, Basher Maelstrom plus the Agshard build. It's such strong mixed damage that, like, if you have high armor, he kills you. If you have high HP, he kills you. If you have low armor, he kills you. It's like he does everything. And then he has ruptures as well. It's a more pure damage, mobility based. It feels like a really strong hero.
Hoodwink gonna be the next pickup for the side of Tundra. Again, could be played anywhere, most likely the 4, but definitely don't make any assumptions about this just yet.
No, that could be, for all we know, goddamn 9 Hoodwink or like a Skeeter Hoodwink. Oh no, after the Abaddon. No, so Skeeter plays these fat, beefy heroes as carries, so I don't think we'll see a Skeeter Hoodwink, but yeah, Soxa, like, I remember this hero was trying desperately to fall off and become not meta because it had been nerfed a few times, and Soxa was like, nope, this is still good. And what made me realize that this is something that only works in competitive is that I think Soxa made it look really good because of these long-range bushwhacks that he was hitting. Oh, there he
stop
is.
it. I'm
there
blushing.
He is. Goodness, this is a PG stream to Hawk. Relax, brother.
he's any modeling agencies out there, he's trying to...
Goodness.
No, I'm sorry, Dak. Oh, he's good. He's good.
What a beast. What a beast. He's got such a wholesome smile to him, you know?
Yeah, he's a character. Like to love him.
Yeah.
Over in the over and everywhere, really. All across
I'm
Europe,
glad
we love him.
BetBoom owns. The Hawk's a character. I'm really glad. I'm really glad for that. It's always nice to have characters in the Dota scene. You know, on the flip side, Spirit with their anime run at the Animajor, like these guys also have a lot of personality too. It's fun to see that. You don't want to just have these boring guys that only focus on the game. Although that leads to obviously some pretty nice competitiveness. I want to see guys do funny stuff like smiling at the camera and flexing. That's good.
Absolutely, love a bit of that. And of course, you know, he'll have a relationship with Team Spirit. You know, he's known these guys for ages, played with Pubs and them for ages. There'll be some friendly banter there, I'm sure.
I don't remember what the hell I was saying because of the Dahak distraction.
I'm sure it was very insightful. But let's talk about this Weaver and this Void Spirit pickup from Team Spirit. Void Spirit has been, I feel like a bit of a hit and miss here recently. Some days he just runs in and owns everyone. Some days he just kind of spends his astral steps running away from everything. Is what it is.
I like the F-Blade build that people are doing on him now. It feels like it gives you enough damage to full to zero almost any hero. And I think with the BKB nerfs in Dota, like a lot of heroes that can bait out a BKB and then get out, as well as heroes that do magic damage while doing that, like Tiny, Void Spirit, these heroes have come back into the meta because like, if a Void Spirit jumps on you and Ethereal Blades you and dissimulates, what are you going to do? You're going to not press your BKB? Like, you're dead, dude. Like, you have to BKB. But then he just astral steps out, right?
Yeah.
And then goes in 20 seconds later when your BKB is on cooldown. Like, that's why I think Void Spirit is strong right now, is because he's a good hero for poking at BKBs. I also think that's why Tiny is strong and why Puck is strong. And by the way, Tiny is not banned and not picked on either side, which is very strange.
Interesting, yeah. But what's even more interesting is this Bounty Hunter pick coming out from Tundra. What are they doing? This isn't a hero we see a lot. I mean, I think we saw it yesterday, and it wasn't very
TSM.
good. Yeah.
No, it was. There's like glimpses. There's glimpses of hope for the hero, but man, it can feel useless. It can feel really useless in team fights. It can feel really useless in laning. When we saw it yesterday, it actually didn't seem useless in laning because TSM ran it with an IO and they tri-laned with it. So it looked a little different, but it didn't do much after that point.
No, and that was a weird one as well because Soglite built Ags on the Bounty Hunter, and it ended up being a really long game. And he was still so poor. He didn't get to throw any shurikens that game. He was, it just wasn't that kind of game where the fights were going on long enough for him to spam those out. And it was one of those games where they've both got a lot of catch, so you can't really just run over and throw a shuriken at someone. You will get beaten up for it.
Yeah. I just don't know what role the hero is supposed to be in. Like it feels like it could be a mid, but it doesn't like really rotate. It could be a carry, but you don't really flash farm that quickly. It could be an offlaner, but you don't really have stuns or that much utility. Support, I guess, but like the Ags build is what people really like. Like I think the Ags is what makes the hero potentially strong right now, and the Ags is not something you want to get as a support. So it feels weird, and so I'm always interested to see a team picking it, and it's like, okay, I'm what are you gonna do with it? You know, maybe there's something that's gonna enlighten us here. It could be a 9 BH mid, by the way. That's a absolutely possible, which might look better than a support BH.
I think so. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting hero still being figured out, but Tundra believe they have the answer to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be picking it in this game. So we'll expect something big coming out from them in this one. Final pick now for Team Spirit. They need themselves an offlaner by the looks of things. What do they want to do? What does Collapse want to play this time around?
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good Mars game. It's like decent backline jump. Is Mars banned? No, it's not.
No, it's still there.
Queen of Pain.
What the hell? All right.
So, why is this the hero of the series?
I don't know.
Understand. I don't understand.
It didn't do well last game either. And it's saw that, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, we want a bit of that. We want to slice that
they
cake."
did They did this against LGD. They ran, it was Toronto Tokyo playing it, which begs the question, where's the Void Spirit going? Is this a Void Spirit carry or a Queen of Pain carry or Marcy carry? And who's there? No, it's a Weaver carry. It's a Weaver. I'm stupid. It's a Weaver.
I think
but
it's
then who's
Corp
the
off lane. I think it's Corp off lane personally. I know you said Toronto played it, but in my head, that's what the voices are telling me, Jenkins.
Sure. So if it's Quap off lane and it's a Weaver carry, mid Void Spirit, it's Quap Marcy. I mean, that sounds pretty good.